Hello everyone.
So the last few weeks we have been thinking about that big and beautiful word, compassion. It's beautiful because when you have compassion, you care for someone and you do something to show that you care.
Today, as always, we're going to start with our thank you slot. But today we're going to think about a specific question. Who are you thankful for? Who loves and cares for you? So teachers, please press pause and let's all share those special people we're thankful for. I hope your conversations have left you with a really feel-good feeling as you've been thinking about all those special people that you're thankful for. To introduce our Bible story today, we're going to watch a clip from a film that we reckon some of you older ones will definitely have seen. It's from The Lion King.
We made it. Whoa. It's really creepy. Yeah. Isn't it great? We could get in big trouble. I know. I wonder if its brains are still in there. There's only one way to know. Come on, let's go check it out.
The only checking out you will do would be to check out of here.
Man.
We're way beyond the boundary of the Pride Lands.
Look, Banana Beak is scared.
It's Mr. Banana Beak to you, Fuzzy. And right now, we are all in very real danger.
Danger? Ha! I walk on the wild side. I laugh in the face of danger. Ha ha ha!
Well, Banzai, what have we got here?
The Lion King is such a good film. We're sorry we can't watch more of it now. Simba and Nala had been out exploring. They'd gone a bit further than their mums had said they were allowed to go, and they were in trouble. Big trouble.
Okay, so we've got some questions for you to chat about.
Have you ever got lost? What did it feel like? How did you feel when you were found again and you were safe?
So teachers, please can you press pause? It's now time for our Bible story, and today I'm going to read you the story as well as show you an animation. So our story is from Luke chapter 15 verses 4 to 7, and it's the story of the Good Shepherd. Once upon a time there was a shepherd who had 100 sheep. He knew each of them by sight, the white ones and the black ones, the spotted ones and the striped ones, the thin ones and the fat ones, the sleek ones and the woolly ones. And every night, after he called them in from the fields and gathered them in their pen, he would count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 100. One night, he found himself a sheep short. 97, 98, 99, he counted. But he never got to 100 because the last sheep was missing. The shepherd looked round the pen. "It's Bramble," he said. "It's Bramble that's gone." And what do you think he did? Did he say to himself, I have 99 sheep left, who cares if one's got away? Of course not. He cared for the missing sheep as much as for the rest. So he picked up his walking stick and off he went across the hills and fields looking for that lost sheep. He looked under the bushes, he looked behind the rocks, he looked down in deep ravines, and finally, when he'd almost given up hope, he found the lost sheep, trapped in a tangle of thorns. The shepherd shouted, "Hooray!" Then he slung the sheep round his shoulders and carried it safely home. "Come to my house," he called to his neighbours. "Come to my house," he called to his friends. "My sheep was lost and now it's found. We're going to have a party." So now we're going to watch that in an animation. Don't you think those sheep were just so cute? I hope you enjoyed that. Now we're going to have a few more questions for you to have a think about.
So in our Bible story, we had a naughty sheep that wandered off. Here are questions to chat about. One for Key Stage 1 and one for Key Stage 2. Teacher, please listen to the questions and then press pause on the correct questions for your Key Stage. Thank you. What happened to the naughty sheep?
Why couldn't the sheep get back to its friends?
What did the shepherd do?
Was the sheep in trouble?
How did the shepherd feel about her sheep? So in this Bible story, who showed compassion on the lost sheep?
How many sheep did the shepherd leave when they went to look for the lost sheep?
How did the shepherd feel when they got the sheep home safely?
And who in the story shows us what God is like?
So here are a few more questions for you. Have you ever lost something really important or precious to you? How did you find it? How did you feel? Ellie's going to share with us a quick story about how she lost something.
Okay, so when I was probably about 8, we for some reason volunteered to look after the school tortoises in our big summer holiday. We were very excited about having the tortoises until one day we realised that we'd been playing with the tortoises and we'd forgotten to put them back in their special run and we couldn't find them anywhere. I think we just got a bit distracted and we looked to see where they were and they're gone. And it was awful because I was very lucky growing up, had a really big garden and we couldn't find these tortoises. And it was ages later that we just were looking and looking and looking and we managed to find them. And it was the biggest relief ever because they weren't ours and we had to take them back at the start of the term. And guess what they'd done? They buried themselves under this hedge that was between our house and our next door neighbour's house. And they buried right down into the long grass. And I tell you, we were all so happy to find these tortoises.
Well, hopefully you've never lost a school tortoise. But let me remind you of those questions again. Have you ever lost something really important or precious to you? How did you find it? How did you feel when you found it? Teachers, please press pause and see if anyone has anything they want to share from those questions.
In the Bible, God is described lots of times as being like a good shepherd. Why did they keep going on about sheep and shepherds? Well, because back in those days, lots of people had sheep and lots of people were shepherds. So they understood. In those days, a good shepherd would know every sheep by name. He would walk ahead of his sheep, calling them by name and keeping them safe.
God is the same with us. He knows us each by name. He loves each one of us. He doesn't have favourites. He thinks each of us is special. He loves it when we come to him for help, and he will come and rescue us if we ever get into a pickle like the sheep did. We're now going to have our worship time. Hopefully you'll recognise the song. And as you sing along, let's think about how each one of us is unique and special, and how it's our job to love and care for one another.
Higher than the mountains that I face, stronger than the power of the grave, constant in the trial and the change. One thing remains: your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love. On and on and on and on it goes. It overwhelms and satisfies my soul, and I never ever have to be afraid. One thing remains, this one thing remains: your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love. Your love.
We're now going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, you can join in and say Amen at the end.
Dear God, thank you so much for loving us and being with us all day long.
Thank you for the people in our lives who care for us.
Please help us to look out for other people and care for them.
Amen.
Dear God, help us to make good decisions, to be the best learners we can be. Give us plenty of opportunities and let us cherish them.
Help us to be kind, sharing and loving, and to treat everyone equally. Help us to care for the wonderful environment we live in, as well as others and ourselves, while giving us the power to conquer life's challenges.
Help us to be grateful and not greedy. Thank you for all the happiness and joy you bring us.
Amen.
We hope you've enjoyed this assembly. Next week, exciting news. It's not us, it's Rev Beverly, and she's going to be talking about Advent because Christmas is on its way. So I hope you enjoy that assembly, and we'll see you in a few weeks' time.
Bye.